Hey guys, this is my Module 12 reflection about internet safety. The first question is using the information from the provided resources, why is internet safety so important? And what is your role as an educator in teaching internet safety to your students? Specifically, describe how you can teach internet safety in your future classroom. I think that internet safety is very important because there is so much out there that impacts children, and with our future students being in the world of technology, I think it's very important to teach them that there is people out there just like there's people out there on the internet just like there are in our day-to-day lives that their intentions aren't always the best, and we have to kind of teach them how to deal with that and cope with that, just as it would be in the everyday normal outings that they would encounter these people. I think that as a educator, our role in internet safety to our students is something that I think that we should cover heavily in our classes, especially when we're going to do research projects and when we go to do research on our computers in the building. However, even though we may have firewalls and stuff like that, we still have to teach them internet safety because at home, their computers at home may not have that same protection. So allowing for them to understand that the protection isn't there. I think that we need to teach them how to cope with that. We need to be able to tell them that when they go to a website that seems inappropriate, that they need to exit out of it, or tell a parent, or seek some help from an adult and make sure that the adult knows what websites they're accessing so that the parent or guardian in the situation knows that they are going to be accessing something that is safe for them to be around. I would describe future safety in my classroom, and I would teach that by explaining to students that it's very important to have adults be aware of what they're researching, what they're doing. I also think it would be important for parents to have computers, tablets, stuff like that in a public area so that they can monitor their children, so that if they do seem to be straying in a way that they're not supposed to, that they can help monitor that and keep them safe. If chat things pop up, if it's someone that they don't know, don't respond to them. If people are saying things that they shouldn't be online to you, I do think that you should tell a parent, because just because it's bullying on the internet doesn't mean it's invalid. It's still something that's hurtful. It's still something that students experience, and it's definitely something that impacts students in a negative way. And I think that parents, guardians, teachers, role models, older siblings should all be aware of that and do their best to protect people from that hurtful, negative response that they can get on the internet. The second question is, what were your thoughts after exploring the NetSmarts website and completing the teaching digital citizens training program? Do you feel the training program is relevant and useful for all educators? I think having smart nets or NetSmarts is amazing. It shows and gives different areas of people, different levels of people, the ways to be safe, to kind of explore what they want to explore and how to do it in a safe manner. I think that the training program is really, really awesome because it shows, it can show educators or people in law enforcement who deal with things such as cyberbullying and stuff like that. It teaches them how to cope with that, how to deal with that. It teaches educators how to keep their students safe. It will teach parents how to keep their children safe at home. It teaches children what to do, what not to do, what to report, what not to report. I think that in this day and age, in technology that we have, I think that it is something that people should not be blind to. I think that the majority of us, the internet was very new when we started school, so we didn't really have to worry about kind of stuff like that. I know that in the ages where social media started to get really big, that was more of a scary thing for parents, educators, other students. They kind of, some people did have fear because of cyberbullying and stuff like that, and how to deal with it, how to monitor it, how to cope with it. And I think that as time goes on, I think it'll be easier for people to kind of coach students through that. And then the final question is, reflect on the main points described in the youth safety article and describe what useful information you were able to take away from the article. One of the main points are cyberbullying. It's happening. There's been suicides because of it. There has been students that have changed schools because students think that they can say things to people behind a computer because they believe that it's not really bullying because they're not doing it to their face, but it still gives a negative impact on that person. It still gives that person hurtful feelings and hurtful thoughts in their mind, where it's very hard for them to kind of experience life because they are living in fear. And I think that sometimes people neglect the fact that it's happening, and they kind of just say, well, don't look at it. Well, in this day and age, a lot of students have nothing but Twitter and Facebook in front of them. And I think that people need to kind of take a step back and realize that this is impacting children more than we think that it is. I think that people also need to be aware that privacy settings can be put into place for children and can be put in place for children to protect them from websites, or time them the specific amount of time that they can be on the internet. I think that people who are aware, who have social media, should not be exploiting information about them that they don't want everyone to know. I also think that they should have everything be private, because even though the information that is out there, even though that you're choosing to be on social media, I still think that it's something that needs to be monitored, because people's privacy is just as important no matter how badly you put it out there or not. This unit about internet safety has definitely been an eye-opener. I think it's something that, with the evolving technology generation that we will be dealing with, and how much technology is going to be incorporated into our classrooms, it is extremely important to tell these students and educate these students and parents and guardians and siblings and other educators that this is very important. Keeping our children safe is our number one priority, whether we are parents, educators, anything like that. And I also believe that it's really important to keep them safe on the internet as well, because things can be harmful and not everyone is very nice. So this was a great lesson. I'm really glad that we were able to discover net smarts and stuff like that, and read articles about how to keep children safe. And I think it's definitely something I'll use in my future classroom. All right, thanks guys.